Hi. Life is Aisha, the meaning of her name. That's who she is. As Stevie Wonder says, life is Aisha. I'm love, I'm light. I am singer, actress. I move very well. I'm producer and founder of Love and Light Productions, LLC. A sister, a proud aunt, a mentor, lover of life, lover of God. I'm here to represent. That's Aisha. Oh, I went to college at the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley, Colorado. Yes, very far away from Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, it was beautiful. Lots of love and culture and music and arts. And I grew up seeing myself represented everywhere, which was a beautiful gift. My mother made sure of that. We had dolls that were chocolate drops. We saw ourselves everywhere. But I went to a performing arts high school, and so I got to see myself in many different roles there. That instilled in me a belief that I was capable of everything. I could do whatever I put my heart to. Oh, I would say because I grew up seeing myself everywhere, I think coming here and seeing shows that did not have people of color in them or on the creative team, I was like, oh, that's a little crazy. But I think overall, New York, I settled in pretty well just because my mom is from New York. So we used to come up here for summers to visit my grandpa and my aunts and my uncles. Getting used to the train was a shock, but we figured it out, and 12 years strong, so I'm here to stay. Yeah. I was in the original Broadway cast of Waitress. It was my first OBC. Got to do the cast album. We performed on the Tony Awards, working with the amazing Sarah Bareilles. Diane Paulus she was my first director when I moved to New York City. I got a job doing Witness Uganda at the American Repertory Theater. So it was also a full circle moment to she gave me my first job and then my first OBC. So that was cool. Eric Anderson was in the original company of Waitress. And now I get to play with him backstage. We don't have much interaction on stage. But yeah, I was in that company with him and some amazing people that I still call my friends and family to this day. Waitress was amazing. Oh my goodness. A little Anna for the girls. Yes, I was the standby for Anna in Frozen, in the original Broadway company of Frozen. Yeah, I got to play Anna on Broadway over 100 times before I left. Oh yes, I do, because it was the day before the first understudy rehearsal. All the faces. Yeah, so we had done the out of town in Denver, and then we had a couple months off, and then we came to New York, and we had been rehearsing. But as a standby, you're an offstage cover, so you are taking notes, and you pop on stage when someone's in a fitting or something like that. But we weren't necessarily rehearsed yet, and so we were supposed to start understudy rehearsals on stage on that Thursday, and it was Wednesday, and Patty had bronchitis, and so they called me during the matinee. They were like, hey, can you come downstairs? We just want you to try on a few costumes just in case, because my costumes weren't fully ready and my wigs weren't fully ready. So they were just like, what pieces can we pull? And I was like, okay, God, I would really love to wait to go on until tomorrow, but okay, let's see. So I went downstairs, tried on all the clothes, and then in between shows, they were like, if you want to use the stage for anything, to rehearse, let me know. So I left the building and woosawed and did whatever I needed to do. And during the matinee, I watched the show and checked my notes in my notebook. And the dance captain was like, do you want us to go over anything? And I was like, until they tell me I'm on, I'm just reviewing, okay? And in between the show, we were on the stage, and the stage manager came out, and he was like, so, Patty, she's fine. It's gonna be cool. You would just have rehearsal tomorrow. And I was like, okay, great. And then 5 minutes later, he was like, so you're on it tonight. And I was like, okay. And I said, okay, let me pray, cry, call my family, and then I'll be ready to go. Make a video, and then I'll be ready to go. And so I did all of those things. Call my fam, text the friend group, prayed, made a video. I was like, okay, we're about to do it. And then I was like, let's do it. For the next 2 hours, we rehearsed on stage. Ran as much as we could. I went and got dressed. They were like, you ready? I was like, I guess so. And then they said places, and I was like, where does she go? because she like set up backstage and I'd only trailed like once. But I felt safe and secure. We had reviewed as much as we could. And I just said, okay, here we go. And so I did it. And then 2 hours later, I looked across the stage and I was walking to take my first principal bow with Casey Levy. And she was so gracious. She gave me both bows. It was very beautiful because we had a joint bow. And so she stood to the side and she let me take both bows. And I was bawling my eyes out. And then I wiped snot off of my hand and grabbed Casey's hand. And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, I have a toddler. It's fine. But yeah, I remember that night. It was beautiful. And then the reaction from the community after me taking my first bow was equally as gorgeous. And that first, Patty had bronchitis, so I was on for like a couple shows. That first week, I had a patron come up after the show and they were like, oh my goodness, this little girl was sitting in front of me. And when you came out, she was like, Mommy, she looks like me. I just lost it. And I was like, and that's why I'm doing this. It was a very beautiful whirlwind of a day. But I will always remember it. And the best compliment was the next day I was not called into understudy rehearsal because I had done so well. But they did give me notes. I will always remember that day. I would say just because it's a career dry spell or a financial dry spell, it shouldn't necessarily be a creative dry spell. And so like, I remember when I was in between gigs and stuff, when I first got here, I would go find like open mic nights and I would hone in on my skills of like, okay, what are some new music? What are some new songs you can learn, or learn how to play with a live band, learn how to feel the audience and stuff like that, or even just going to karaoke with your friends. You can fine tune your gifts in many different ways. You can have a night where you sit and read plays with your friends, or, y'all help each other do self-tapes or different things like that. Like, you can always find a way to still feed yourself creatively, even in those moments. It is hard. It's not easy, but in those moments, and then go and support other people, go see art that will inspire you. And it'll also like just fuel you to keep going and know that it's possible. At so-and-so's. No. Where am I now? I am in a very good spot. I feel very secure here in the city. I feel grounded. I have a beautiful circle of friends. My tribe is amazing. They hold me accountable. They support me. They love me. They call me out when I need to be called out. And my family, like, I'm an auntie. I love auntie life. Yeah, I have a beautiful family. I just feel very grounded at this point in life. And Aisha Jackson, she's doing great. She's cruising. She's enjoying the ease and abundance that life has to offer. Yes, I will say yes. Yeah, I think so. I think it continues to sink in every day, and I take advantage of the opportunity to play this role and to dig my teeth in more each night. It's beautiful to go out at the stage door and see everyone. And the other day I met these beautiful chocolate drops. They're studying at Alvin Ailey, and they were so excited to see a Black woman portraying Daisy. And so anytime that happens, it continues to fuel me and remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing. It settles in. I also feel it in my body at the end of this 8-show week. Yes, you are playing Daisy Buchanan on Broadway. Yes. Doing anything 8 times a week is like, but it's also beautiful because it's like a full circle moment to have been able to work on the pre-Broadway workshops and then have a full circle moment to come and play it on Broadway. Is just like, it's beautiful. Yeah. Yes, I do. And I remember it because I've replaced before, and, replacing can be anxiety inducing. And I vividly remember that day being very at peace and just being like, yeah, I think I'm ready for this. Let's try it out. And I was like, don't psych yourself out. Like, sometimes when we have that feeling, we're like, okay, should I be worried? Should I, But I was just like, no, just trust it. And I think that's a testament to growth and to where I am. And vocally, like, I've been rebuilding my stamina post vocal surgery. It's almost been a whole year. And so I just feel like very confident in that. And, I've been working on my spirit and myself. And so I just feel like all of those things, and revisiting material that I loved from years prior, I think all of that mixed together just provided a very beautiful foundation for me to just walk in and trust the gift and keep it going. this schedule. No, seriously, my body is like, what? We don't have Mondays off. And so like I have been blessed to be in a few Broadway shows and all of them have Mondays off. So this has been actually very like, I've had to shift my mindset a little in my body because on Sunday night, my body's like, yeah, we're done. And I'm like, no. We have one more tomorrow. So getting used to that and then getting used to like the double show day, then one day in between to recover and another double show day. I'm like, we're athletes, okay? We really are. So yeah, that has been, I'm getting used to that. Oh my goodness, everyone is so kind. They've been so welcoming. On the first night, Dariana, we did a circle up and she like blessed me. It was so beautiful. Everyone had their hands on me and just like spoke this beautiful sort of prayer over me and my run and stepping into the part. So they're just so beautiful. They're hilarious. It's a bunch of goofballs. And I have so many backstage moments that I look forward to every night with this company. They're so welcoming and amazing at their jobs, beyond talented and invested and like locked in. And the covers over there are amazing. They hold it down. Shout out to covers everywhere. You are the lifeline of Broadway. But yeah, it's a beautiful company of humans. And I'm grateful to be in the number. I usually have a little dance party in my room, say a prayer and get myself going. Juice Generation, I love their Defender shots. So that's a pre-show little boost that I have. And post-show, I actually enjoy reading what people write on the gram. I go and check the messages, and when people send me stories or messages after the show, I enjoy to hear how they were inspired or moved or how they enjoyed the piece. I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like you don't know these beautiful humans that are getting to embody these characters and how they're going to probably change your perception of these characters before you leave. I feel like people walk in with a certain understanding and knowledge of the piece, and then you see all this diverse bunch of people bring this story to life, and then you're like, huh. I think it has you leaving the theater thinking a little bit differently about the American dream, about Daisy, about Gatsby, about what is it we're living for, what are we going after, what is the green light, you know, all those different things. I think it encourages you to shift perspective just a little bit. For me, it's just trusting God's timing. Yeah, that's a big lesson I've learned with this. And with every role that I get to embody, I get to exercise walking fully in my power more and more. You know, sometimes when we realize how much power and light we hold, it can be a little daunting and you're like, oh, okay. But it's like, no, that's you. That's how you show up in the world. And so like take advantage of it and use it in your performance. So yeah, each time I get to walk fully in my power just a little bit more, learning how to do that and to be more vulnerable. I challenge myself to be vulnerable in life and on stage. And Daisy, she's a complex girly, but she does have a vulnerability to her that I think is beautiful to access on stage and kind of open up in certain moments. I think representation is very important. For me, growing up, I saw people doing what I wanted to do, so I never doubted in my mind that I was capable of doing that, right? But not everyone has that. And so I think it's so important to see someone doing what you desire to make it click in your brain that like, oh yeah, I can do that too. I aim to continue to create more roles for Black women to lead and shine bright on stage and show all of our many different shades and levels and feelings and power and softness and vulnerability, all of it. Representation is highly important. It hasn't been written yet, darling. My dream is to have someone write a role specifically for me. Oh, it's gonna happen, baby. I can't wait. I'm excited. The list goes on. Alan Lewis, Crystal Monet Hall, Michael Thurber, Justin, and Benj. There's so many people that I would love to collaborate with. But yeah, the dream is to have someone write a role specifically for my strengths so that I'm able to fully embody it and have no limits. Yeah. I had the honor of covering the Jakina Calicango Tony winner. We went to the same high school and we did Aida the musical. They were like the main cast, but then like we got one matinee show. And so I got to go on for the role of Aida. And while I was on stage, I felt very at home and at peace. I actually wanted to be a teacher at first. My mother is a teacher. Shout out to educators all around the world. We love you. You are needed. But I wanted to be a teacher. And then as I continued to develop my performance skills, I was like, oh, I enjoy doing this. And so during Aida, the day that I got to go on, I was on stage and I was like, yeah, I think this is it. I think this is how I can use my gifts to minister, to inspire, to have fun, to spread joy. So I was like, yeah, musical theater, let's go. I love mentoring. So yes, I teach in that way. And I'm actually teaching a Broadway workshop tomorrow. So we still teach. I need my cigarette. I need my Daisy cigarette. Let's see. Old Sport. That's a Daisy Old Sport.